What's up everybody? It's Chef Glenn B and I'm back in the kitchen, and today I'm working on a charcuterie board. A good charcuterie board has the potential to wow your guests. While really there are no hard and fast rules when it comes to making a charcuterie board, you can literally do whatever you want. I'm actually going to pair my charcuterie board today with a specific varietal of wine. I'm going to pair it with a Bordeaux blend. Let's get started. So as I mentioned, I'm pairing my charcuterie board with a Bordeaux blend. A Bordeaux blend primarily consists of Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Cab Franc, but it sometimes has Petit Verdot and Malbec. So as I mentioned earlier, when building a charcuterie board, there are no hard and fast rules, but there are some guidelines that I like to follow. I want to make sure that I have certain things covered. I want to obviously make sure that I have the meat and the cheese covered, but I want to make sure I have things like nuts. I want to make sure that I have mustards, olives, pickles, breads, crackers, maybe some fruits, things of that nature. So some of the things that I'm working with on my charcuterie board today is I've got Stilton. It's a cow cheese. It's soft and crumbly. I've got Camembert. This is a cow's cheese. It's soft and very creamy. I've got a cheese here. It's called Marieke Summerfield. It's a Gouda, and it's loaded with Mediterranean spices. You can see the little spices throughout the cheese. And I've got Wevremonte. This is an organic raw cow's milk cheese. Okay, and for my meats, I've got a pate mousse truffé. This is a pork and chicken liver mousse with truffles. I've got here an Angel Salumi Lanzino. This is a pork loin in a prosciutto style. I've got a rosemary and garlic pork salami. And I've got some spicy sopressata. It's an uncured pork sausage. In addition to that, I've got some Marcona almonds. This is a standard or regular Marcona almond. This is a truffle Marcona almond. I've got some dried pears, some dried cherries, a couple of different types of mustards. Got some olives, and I've got some cornichons. So I'm gonna get these cheeses ready to go on the board. We'll start with my Stilton. What I'm gonna do, this rind is edible, but I'm gonna cut the rind off. I don't want that rind on there, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. All right, so my Stilton, what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna cut part of this and I'm gonna leave a big wedge, but I'm gonna cut about that much off of it. And I'm gonna place, what I'm doing is I want I want everything to focus out, because everybody that attacks the charcuterie board is gonna attack it from the outside. So I'm focusing everything outward. So I've got my wedge there, and I got some crumbles. And I'm gonna place right beside that wedge. So I've got my Marieke Summerfield. I'm gonna pull this layer off the outside, that plastic. And what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna cut pie-like wedges. So I've got two of my cheeses on the board so far. As you can see, I've kind of bought into the picture. I've got some edible flowers and I've got some leaves here that I'm going to use on my board as well. And so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put my camembert down, but I'm going to put some leaves down where I'm gonna put my camembert. And for my camembert, I'm gonna slice that into little wedges. Okay, I got some blackberries here I'm going to add to my camembert. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut my wave Vermont. I'm gonna leave this on and cut this off. And I'm just gonna cut straight through. Okay, so I'm ready to lay my meats down. I'm gonna take some of these leaves and I'm just gonna place some on there, on this board. Just kind of random placement. And I specifically want to concentrate on this area because I'm going to put my pate here. So for my pate, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut around the edge of the container. And hopefully she'll pop out of there. There we go. So I'm going to slice this up, but I'm going to place it on the board to slice it. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my soppressata. I'm going to fold these. So I'm going to fold them in half and do a little fold like that. Do that again. And I'm going to make a little chain. These are so small, they're kind of tricky. All right, so next my Lanzino. And I think with these, the way that they're cut, maybe I can do that. Okay, so I've got my pork salami here. Cut the end of it off. Man, that looks nice on the inside. I'm just gonna cut some simple, thin coins. Not too big. So I've got my two mustards. I'm just gonna put them in a bowl right next to each other. And I'm gonna sit them right there. All right, so I've got my cornichons. I'm gonna find a place for those. I think we're gonna fill this space here with the cornichons. So I think I'm going to place my olives in this general area. Okay, so I've got my dried pears, and I've actually cut these in half. They're about that big. I cut them in half. So I got my halves of dried pears here, and I think I like this area for my pears. Kind of run them from this cheese and just kind of run them down here. Okay, so I've got my dried cherries. I've got a really nice empty spot here that looks like it's, well, in actuality, no, what I think I'm gonna do, we're gonna make an executive decision. We're gonna take this mustard, we're gonna move the mustard, and this spot is where our dried cherries are gonna pile up. Okay, I wanna start putting some flowers down, filling in some spaces here. I'm gonna put one right on top of my camembert. And these are edible flowers. Okay, so I've got some Marcona almonds, and as I mentioned earlier, I've got the truffle almonds, and I've got a little bit of the regular almonds over there. My truffle, so I'm gonna place these in a few different places. I'm gonna put a few of them here, Place a few of them there. I can put some there. And we'll put a few of them here. Then I got my regular Marconas. Just fill in the space right there. Looking pretty good so far, I think. All right, so I'm done with my charcuterie board, and as you can see, I've got some toasted bread. What I did was I toasted this baguette in a dry pan, and I just got some assorted crackers. But as you can see here, the board is complete. All right, so my charcuterie board is done, and I've chosen to pair it with a 2013 Bryant Family Vineyards DB4. This is the second wine from the Bryant Family Vineyards. This wine actually is from the younger vines in the estate vineyard that actually at some point makes it to the estate wine. Let's give the wine a try. Very dark in color. This wine is 10 years old. Oh, wow. Wow. So I'm getting cedar and cigar box. And I can get, I'm getting black fruit, but it's mature black fruit. It's like really ripe plums. Really, really ripe dark berries. Let's give it a try. Full bodied, really grippy tannins. And it's holding true with what I mentioned about the nose. On the palate, the fruit is dark. It's aged fruit, it's mature fruit. You can definitely tell this is a 10-year-old wine. It's really good. I'm excited about the Lanzino. Let's give the Lanzino a try. That pairs. So the Lanzino is the prosciutto that's actually made out of pork tenderloin. And that pairs very well. Let's try the sopressata. Spicy salami. So I like the way this is spicy, and this, I don't know, they just seem to join together. I mean, it's like, it doesn't intensify it, but it sort of broadens the spiciness. It's not hot, but it just gives it depth. It just gives it flavor. What's next? We're gonna try cheese. Let's try the Stilton. Delicious in the blue cheese family, of course. That is really good. Fantastic. This is really good. So I got a lot to eat, as you can see, but I want to thank you all for taking this time and this opportunity to watch my videos. I really appreciate it. For those of you that have subscribed already and have been liking and watching my videos, I want to send out a heartfelt appreciation to you. I really appreciate it. For those of you that haven't, I want to ask you to go ahead and subscribe. I drop regular videos where I share my favorite recipes and I pair them with wines. I would also love to hear comments from you guys. Tell me what you think about what I'm doing. I would really appreciate to interact with you. I'm Chef Glenn B, and as always, eat well.